Sure. TCU's good. That was pretty much what we thought we were going to see. Fast. They've got a generational player over there, and she played like it tonight. This reminded me of our Arkansas match a few weeks ago, honestly. We did enough good things to feel good about how we were playing, but we kept getting stuck in a rotation. And tonight it was row 4, and we gave away just so many points. Third set got away from us, and I think we lost our fight a little bit. Passing broke down. But those first 2 sets, I really liked how we were playing. There were just some things with their tempo and how they were putting the ball that were hard for us to defend. But as with any match, there's plenty of things we'll need to get better at. We didn't serve very well tonight, but just not tough enough. But we managed errors. We were good with our first possession when we were in system, and there's plenty of things that we'll take from here.
Going into the match, you knew TCU was ranked 18th, you knew what they were, but did anything shock you specifically going into the game?
No, not at all. That team's been together for a little while. With a few of their players, and we've played them many times. So it wasn't a surprise what they were going to do. It's just really, really hard to get them out of system because they've always got 1 or 2 attackers in the back row, and they're really good back there. So no matter what you do to try to take away their front row players, that back row attack was really good. And so, that's it.
In the third set, when things started kind of to not go y'all's way, you were pretty fired up. What was the message in the huddle?
Well, it was just, we'd had to execute, and it's simple as that. It's not a matter of calling anybody out or anything like that. It's just, we know what our job is, and, it's one thing to have somebody get you for a point or two, but, when you're giving up 6, 7, 8 points in a rotation, that's just uncalled for, and so we got to do better.
They brought in one of the top outside hitters in the country in Melanie Parra. Going into the game, what was y'all's defensive game plan to help limit her?
Yeah, there's whatever game plan you have, she's going to have an answer for it. She's just got that arm, and she's got great vision. So you're trying to force the ball to where it's predictable. Our defense hopefully can get ahead of it, and you want to try to play it where it's 6 defenders against 1 attacker, and that's hard to do sometimes. But I felt decently good about how we defended her in the front row, but we had no answer for it in the back row tonight.
Y'all are about to go on a 3-game road trip. What can you take away from these past 2 games to help your team's experience going into that road trip?
Yeah, we've played 2 teams that are probably as fast or faster than anybody else in the Big 12. That's just the way they are, and so they put some things on us that we know we've got to get better at. I think moving forward, like I said, I really did not mind how we played for a big chunk of the match tonight, and there are parts of this when our first touch was much, much better than it has been. And those first 2 sets, we were first ball side out. We were more terminal tonight than we have been in a little while. So, I like where we're at right now. We're playing 2 ranked teams back to back, and they looked like it tonight. Arizona State did last week as well. So we'll get on the road and go try to get us a few wins.
You go on that 3-game road trip after playing 2 back-to-back ranked opponents, and then you come back and play Kansas, who's been top of the Big 12 for a long time. Is there anything you can tell these players, like, hey, this is what we need to do in order to get through this stretch? And kind of what's the message going on that road trip where you have a little bit of a break from ranked opponents and then you come back and play one of the top teams in the country?
Yeah, the schedule is never easy in the Big 12. We know this. And so, 2 weeks from now we'll get Kansas, but, we've got 3 matches before that. And, more than anything, it's just continue to stay the course and not lose sight of what we're trying to do, and know that we are getting better match by match. And there's so many things that we see, and there's a reason why we can push on them a little bit more, because we know that there's another level that they can get to. It's not just getting on them because we know what they're capable of, and so they're showing this every day. They've got a lot of fight in them. They hold themselves to a tough standard, and so we're always on the same page.
Coach, you talked about the backline defense against the swings from Parra. And I think at one point, in the second set, there was a lineup of 3 defensive specialists on that back row. How would you assess that unit's production in trying to limit that offense compared to throughout the match?
Yeah, too many balls that just found the floor without a touch on it. And again, that's their speed, and that's just her and her talent. But at the same time, it's very stressful as a defender when you have to change direction and find something else, and it's coming at you before, and generally there's no block there. So it's a tough assignment, and they do it as well as anybody. So I thought Maddie Cray actually played a pretty good match tonight. I thought Emily Contreras had good range and did a nice job behind the block. It was, when they were full in system and had multiple options, they're a handful.
Yeah, we saw Wesley and Bryn Williams contribute scoring as well. How would you assess their performance in this one?
Pretty good. There were times when I think we weren't quite going for the right shot. We didn't feel what was really in front of us. But by and large, I thought they did a nice job tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank y'all.